And we are back. We have 10 in the room for match 2. Avail winning match 1, now the hosting team for this one. We have one substitution on Ethereal's side. We have Crash subbing in for Faisal, so that makes Ethereal's lineup Jeff, Crash, Nocturne, and Hawk running, and we have Bobby still bagging. Avail going with the same lineup they just played with Vincent, Shawn, Kevin, Matt, and Joris bagging. So we should be getting into some gameplay momentarily. I believe there is 10 in room, so we'll be getting started here very soon.
Yeah, obviously a very close match 1. Some crazy races. Not just the last race, obviously. The mountain race was also pretty crazy as well. But just, wow. Great match 1. Hopefully we get a match 2.
I want to take a quick moment to thank OneUp for that edit we saw before the first match. Did a fantastic job on that on pretty short notice. So thank you to him. Big thank you to him for that. That was really cool. And we're going to get right into it here. 1357 for Avail. See what they want to go with.
Yeah, so it looks like Hawk subbed Faisal, as you said, right?
Yes. No. Crash sub Faisal. Hawk's still in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What am I talking about? Yeah, okay. Faisal's out. Crash is in. Gotcha. All right.
Yep. RBC coming up from Ethereal, one of their favorite tracks.
KC being picked from Avail.
KC from Avail right after they got top 2'd on it.
Well, I think it's just interesting.
Clearly,
I mean, obviously, I don't think they want to pick Maple anymore. I just, maybe they don't. I mean, obviously they got the penalty, but maybe Shawn's just like, don't pick Maple. But RBC coming in. Ethereal does get the pick. And obviously Vincent's just going to swerve and prevent the 4th place strap. See Kevin getting an early draft.
Shawn, nice job schlagging there.
Yeah, easy schlag with the pull.
And Matt's coming up as well, so AV, a lot of top spots. Nocturne coming up too, hitting Banana.
And oh my god,
and
is that...
top 4 for AV.
Okay, well this is not a position you want to be in for Ethereal. This track is very hard to come back on with all the backspin you have to avoid.
Sometimes it's better than others, but you see 7-8 kind of far back.
That's a huge pull for Hawk, and another...
Hawk, 2 great pulls in a row there. Shawn with the POW. Going to probably go for a target POW on Hawk up here. It's going to be a bit tough with such a tight pack, though.
So, obviously, Kevin should stop, or, okay, Shawn's going to stop.
See if he wants to go for it. He does. And Hawk doesn't really get affected by it. That was pretty late, but he gets caught into his green.
Yeah, it was interesting. A very unorthodox POW, but it works.
Now, if you're Shawn here, you don't mind getting a TC, because you can expand that lead for your top 2. So
yeah, and I think if you're top 2, you should start backing. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't back the greens, but he's able to get him with the nano wide. And this is huge because, this is, I don't know. Backing greens, and the reason why I say backing greens is very risky is because you could say, okay, I'm backing a green tight, and then it starts going wider and wider. But we see an early shot.
Very good idea from Ethereal. Crack those top spots, and you see the baggers are really close.
Someone can get a second one. Yeah, Vincent getting started off, and Ethereal able to crack those top spots. It looks like a top 2 at least.
It's top 3 for Ethereal.
Top 3.
Crash, Hawk, and not.
Oh wow! And Insta Blue coming in. That's huge to counteract that shock. He's gonna. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Luckily, he threw that one.
He was waiting until after that before to use it there for the pass.
But that was a good job by Avail. If that was their POW, obviously Kevin with 7, getting the shrooms out of Ethereal first if they had any. So able to get the blue confirmed. And we see this pack getting a little bit closer. Matt cracking into the top spots, but then he dies again. So right now, second is very, very close. We see one of the baggers also getting
5-6 for AV. Kevin in the back for them as well. And looks like Nocturne got killed a bit there. 2-4 now for AV.
Right now. And got a laggy backspins, but he does connect on him. It looks like a 2-4-5. Let's see if there's a shot clock.
This is a really neutral race right now. I don't think a second shock is very likely.
Yeah, it looks like I don't think anyone has it. Maybe we do have someone sitting.
Kevin
on the
in a star there.
Oh, okay. Shot clock cheese coming in,
and
we
both
see
Kevin
2 people
and
dodge.
I think it was Jeff maybe dodging.
Yeah, Jeff
6-7 for AV. Last place for Ethereal. I think Matt might have held second, so it's gonna be a relatively neutral race. Definitely in Ethereal's favor.
Yeah, so it looks like Avail's getting second, but good job by Ethereal. Not overthinking themselves, just calling the lap 2 shock because being bad spots on RBC is just not a good look. They were able to get back into the front early, and even though Shawn pulled a blue after the shock, you can see they still sustained their spots really well.
I think it was the exact race they might have had race 1 of last match as well, 1-3-4-8. So
Yeah,
Ethereal locking up race 1. We saw when shock was used, it was chained at the grass, but we saw between the baggers, it was very close between the two of them, and it was on that first/last straight where once Bobby uses it, he can get back and beat George back again for another 10th place box. So
yeah, just great execution by Ethereal. Jeff also pulling a late star, able to crack more spots, and just now they get a 1-3-4, turning the tables, and they get a good chance for a good track pick with these spots. And looks like they're opting for TF again.
Yeah, a 9-point lead after race 1. We saw this, like I said, the last match as well. AV going for Gardens, and Ethereal for TF. Pretty much a carbon copy of last match.
So it looks like TF is going to be picked. This is a huge pick, but now it's not as good as it could be. Top 2-4 is more preferred because third kind of just sucks on every track.
Yeah,
second is
third starts off so wide, as you can see there.
Second's pretty good. Second's going to get the second box at least, and if he can get triple shells, that could really do some damage on the top spots. But it looks like second doesn't even go for the second box.
Vincent getting that draft off of 4th, trying to get up there. Shawn's 6th place box. Kind of risky, yeah, not very many.
No one really even stopped for the bill. Everyone just kind of held A.
Yeah. And
Shawn able
bottom
to
2 for AV. See, Kevin fell back pretty early, and Vincent's back here too. So Ethereal with most top spots.
Yeah, this is not looking good. This is exactly what you want if you're Ethereal, getting this TF pick and being in those top spots early because you start off on those top spots and not getting hit out of them. One of the members failed Shroomless.
Not sure who. Shawn's going to be able to hold this star, though. And I think that's Matt back there. I think Ethereal has a top 2-4 right now.
Yeah, this is one of the hardest tracks to really crack top spots if you don't get triple shells, and that's why second probably should have went for that second place box because it turns into a third place box. But back to the race,
dying now.
We see Ethereal kind of dying, and now Shawn's going to stop start or attempt to. He's not going to connect on anyone yet. Okay, he connects on Hawk.
At this point, Shawn knows that there's no bill in play, or most likely not a bill in play. George might have told him that. Probably not going to be a shock. Might as well just use that star there.
I can't believe Avail just cracked these top spots like that. Yeah. I really feel like Ethereal just kind of started failing. I mean, they're just back here.
Now with the bomb snipe now. Shawn shrooming away. 2-4 for AV. And I think that might be
they're top 2. Avail's top 2. We're top 2-4 right now. This is amazing for Avail.
Oh, Kevin's up there. I thought that was still Ethereal in first. Top 2-4-5 for AV. This is going to be good for them, barring a shock. Markapow coming in. That is going to be really good for Ethereal.
I don't know
with those bananas.
That might have been an Avail Pow because we only saw some. But we
Hawk
see a
Noctil
or Hulk Bill, excuse me. Noctil also dodging though. Looks like, oh my gosh.
Shawn only triple shrooms. I think Vincent and Kevin still got most of those spots, but it looks like Kevin died. And I think that's going to be another winning race for Ethereal with another bill dodge on TF.
Ethereal is very fortunate they were able to pull the bill. Assuming maybe Noctil had it the whole time, but I don't think he did. And just able to crack the top spots. I mean, when you start top spots on TF and hold them after lap 1, you're assuming everything's going good. And then you just see Ethereal just, I don't know, they just start dying. And then Avail got the top spots, but then the shock obviously just, it was just a flip-flop race, you know? And Avail still getting
Vincent able to hold on. Looks like Kevin's the only one who really got affected pretty hard from that shock, besides Shawn. But I think that might have been slightly winning for AV still.
It was. A 1-4-5 is definitely a win. Not by much, but it is a win.
Probably by no more than 3. So still super close. That first race is only +9 for Ethereal, so single digits going into race 3.
What a weird race.
All 14 races have been super tight through this whole time.
Lap
AV
1
was able to get a bit of a break going into GP3 last match, but got really kind of decimated GP3. But not affecting them now, only down 8 points.
Yeah, Ethereal started off great spots lap 1. Avail ended up getting into the great spot slot too, and then the shot kind of just mixed everything up. And then obviously Avail winning the race by a little bit, but an 8-point lead coming in for Ethereal. These races have been super close. We see the first Donkey Kong Summit track being picked here. Crash really loves that track for sure. And it looks like they're going to end up getting it. And it picks Crash, maybe for good luck for him.
AV not able to get the gold line pick with Mr. World Record Vincent in first place.
Yeah, for sure.
And see if Ethereal can take Vincent out early. Vincent sees this track very unfavorably. So
that is true. Vincent does not like this track, but I'm sure he's been practicing this in case Crash has been in the lineup. And now he obviously is. So looks like Shawn's just going to
get up early. Very good idea here. This track,
this is
has usually, over the years, has become more and more front run based.
Yeah, for sure. And this is usually the golden strat you end up taking. He's going to take singles, so Jeff's going to pass him, assuming he doesn't get bumped off the course. And there he is.
He doesn't. And Noctil lands 2 and greens him.
And Noctil says hello as well, landing right on Shawn. And yeah, that's a great start for Ethereal. They're going to get into those top
2-4 going into the cannon. Red back hits Kevin. 5, 6, 7 for AV. Vincent the only front presence now.
We see both the baggers still attempting to do the backwards strat.
Hawk might have either greens or triple reds. Triple reds for him. And might be able to get Vincent going over the chasm.
Not a good situation. I think at this point, you might as well just start touching all the boxes for blue shells. Shawn is going to end up taking the double. Get a little bit closer.
Maybe a good amount of the blue shell spots, so we'll see if they're able to pull it, but there's not that many items on this track.
Vincent able to get into third at least.
Ooh,
big bomb.
Really laggy there from that bomb.
No shock being used yet. Maybe saying that both the baggers don't have it. We do see one of the baggers probably in last though, as he is back.
Yeah. You see one bagger just fell off, and one
he just fell off
backwards track now. This is almost definitely going to be shockless.
Let's see what Shawn can get in there. He's hoping for a boost. Oh, he just
top 2-4 for Ethereal. Looks like Crash might be off the track.
Just jumped off the track. Well, that's
3-4 for AV. Going to help a little bit, but it's still going to be winning for Ethereal. And looks like they were holding blue.
Wow.
3-4-5 coming in for Avail. Yeah.
Avail
3-4-5-7. So again, not a huge swing of a race. It could have been easily for Ethereal if Crash does make that double cut, but with Shawn pressuring from behind, it was made it a bit tougher.
Yeah, very weird seeing Crash kind of just fall off the track there. Especially, this is probably his favorite track, obviously, but or one of them at least. But obviously, Ethereal still able to get top 2 out of that. They were able to crack those top spots early. Noctil with those triple greens just landed on Shawn, and if Shawn would have went for double, I know he kind of had a weird line, but he kind of set himself up for that weird line. Maybe if he would have done double, he would have been able to hold down that first for a little bit longer. But obviously Ethereal was holding the blue as well, so just kind of a sticky situation that they're at least able to get 3-4-5 in.
Yeah. Ethereal expanding their lead, now up 13 with 9 left. And most of the top spots, see what they want to pick here. Maybe a BC Wii with top 2. Maybe a Moonview now. But AV probably going to see a comeback track here. A nice reset track for them. And yeah, they're going to go for Gardens, which is the ultimate reset.
Well, they did good on it last
time. With Moonview.
Adopting it into the playbook. A lot of teams like put Gardens. It is a popular reset track. We see Moonview coming out, so you're spot on about that. Top 2 is a good track for Moonview.
And Ethereal doesn't get their Moonview pick. This is a great pick for them. One of the strongest runners in the game, on one of the strongest running tracks in the game.
Now,
could be make or break here for AV. They need a winning race.
So Shawn's got a couple options here. He could try to draft first, which he looks like he's going to do, or he could have tried to take a box and fourth and hope for something good. But as you can see, getting the draft on first is very difficult. And Jeff does not make it easy for him. But Vincent getting an early shroom pull, but he kind of dies. Oh, yeah. That's not good for him.
And Shawn and Maq going into the car because of that. So
yeah,
they're hoping that Vincent and Kevin can hold it down up there, but we see Kevin, I think, in 5th.
Yeah, and what you usually want to do mid spots especially is to get out there
It's 4,
quickly.
5, 6 for Ethereal, so Kevin and Vincent might be 2-3. With Jeff
looks
still
like it.
probably holding first. We're going to see Shawn holding up here. George hitting his car. And not the lightning bomb car is going to hit Shawn and crash.
Ban the track. But anyways.
Kevin's back here now. Vincent's back here now. A lot of bottom spots for Avail.
This is an Ethereal top 2 break. Yeah.
AV a lot of blue shell spots, but we haven't seen many so far. And there was one.
You're right on cue.
Right on time.
Yeah. But they're going to need a couple more for sure. But obviously, who has the shock? Do you know?
We saw Joris hitting that car, so he's probably
going into a mega.
We see a bagger up top. Couldn't see the name tag.
Oh, yeah. So that was
AV shock?
No, that was an ethereal shock. It was definitely an ethereal shock. We saw Jeff get hit out of the... Yeah, Jeff got hit out of the top spot, so Hulk recognizing that and just using it. Crash also able to dodge. And a 6, 7, 8 for Avail still, with Vincent pulling a TC in 6.
And Matt, we see back here too. This is going to be another strong race for E.
Oh my goodness.
This donuts into the car.
Yeah,
Ethereal back here. Vincent's back here now as well. Jeff is going to be able to break out of that 8th place. Kevin's back here as well. Jeff going to try to beat as many as he can, and he's getting 5th. That's a bottom 3 for AV. I think that's a top 3-5 for Ethereal.
Yeah, they definitely
exactly what they want with the lead already.
A little bit of a delayed call, and maybe Avail didn't have anything at 7-8, unfortunately for them, because they definitely could have expected that kind of shock to come, especially with Hawk using his Mega and not calling the shock right away. But really just a good race for Ethereal. At the start of the race, we saw Vincent get some type of shrooms. Maybe it was only one shroom, and he just tried to be greedy, and he got bumped immediately. So could not crack those top spots early, and we see what happens on Moonview Highway when you do not get into the first place position.
And Ethereal's lead might be in the 40s now after race 4. So a really strong showing for them coming out of the gate here after losing match 1. And a 38-point lead.
Yeah, this is exactly what you needed for Ethereal. Coming off of that match 1 loss with the troll penalty, obviously. Just rebounding, not caring about it. And you know, I think the term tilt is a little bit overused in league matches. I don't think teams really, tilt much. But exactly what they needed here. So it looks like a 38-point lead for Avail.
For Ethereal.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So AV going to have to make some moves here this GP.
Whoops. Looks like we're just waiting on Vincent to log into the Wien page.
Yeah. We'll get this guy out of the room.
I'm not giving that guy any recognition from my voice.
The only recognition he's getting is us telling him that he is getting no recognition.
Exactly.
So yeah, 38-point lead here for Ethereal. 1-3-5 for AV. See what they want to go for here. And they are going Maple Tree Way.
Yeah, I think they're going to resort back to the popular 1-3 track. I think Vincent doesn't mind Maple, and I think everyone else in the news is just kind of about it. But BC3 is going to get picked regardless. This was a very weird race in match 1.
This game was a pretty interesting race in the first one, so see what comes out for us here. But starting spots don't matter too much here. You do want to block cut if you're a top spot going into the shortcut. But
this track,
at this level, when players are, for the most part, pretty selfless when it comes to winning, unblocking cut is very common. So
Avail able to start top 2-4. Obviously, BC3, like you said, the starting spots don't matter. It's after the shortcut that matters, and who does it and who does not do it. And
Shawn might have wanted to go for ultra there and accidentally tricks and falls in.
I'm not sure what that really was.
Not sure what the play was there, but he's still 5th. And we see 2 Ethereal members.
Yeah, I don't know.
Back there as well.
It looks like Jeff's going to be in first place, though. So Yeah, Jeff's going to be in first, Vincent's in second, and we see AV 3. So looks like mixed spots for now. 1-3 or 1-4 for Ethereal now. These reds are probably going to connect.
Might be able to red Noctil here before the first turn, and he pulls out triple greens. Shawn holding this mega. Bobby winning bagging battle by a little bit. Still super close. A Bill will definitely change that.
Nice silent back spam. Silent back spam, very deadly because the other team doesn't expect it. But looks like very even spots. Let's see what Shawn opts to do with this mega here. Noctil's going to go for TC Ultra. Be a cool kid. And see if he can get it to Vincent on the other side. And it doesn't look like that's
top two is way out of here. That's Matt and Jeff, so might be a mix-up there, lap 3. If there's no blocking.
Shawn using an early mega. Maybe just trying to catch up to the pack. It looks like 8456 though. So
yeah. Bottom 2 for Ethereal.
We see Crash.
Considering it's
third.
BC3, this is not a very spread out pack. So
yeah, I just called Crash's name tag. I believe he's third, so looks like very mixed spots coming in here. But Ethereal's bottom 2 is kind of breaking away now. No one going for the shortcut. Maybe Jeff a little bit scared if Avail has the shock. They don't want to
unblock it.
Unblocked for
Vincent. And Vincent's taking it. That's some top spots there for Avail.
Yeah, Avail definitely has the shock. I think we would have seen Ethereal maybe used it to prevent Vincent
might be seeing Jeff in first still, but I think that's 2-3 for AV.
Shawn's definitely going to be able to dodge the shock. Well, I would assume. But it looks like maybe no one has. Okay, there it is. And
he's going to be able to red Hawk here.
Yeah, definitely.
So he's going to get fifth.
Good job. Oh, Noctil coming up though.
Noctil was able to shroom past him. Shawn slowed down a little bit too much there. If he had just opted for just redding Hawk one time and shrooming away, he might have been able to have fifth, but instead he's getting sixth. And we'll see what Vincent and Matt were able to get in the front, but I think Jeff was able to hold on to first.
So that's a good play by Hawk. He's able to slow down Shawn instead of just get instantly redded. And because of that, that gives Noctil an extra spot. I was not aware that Noctil
was able to pull off first. So 1-3-6-7 for AV. A small winning race, climbing back a bit, but they're going to need some more definitive races if they want to catch Ethereal's lead.
Yeah, and I think it's a good play by Hawk. Good job, Vincent, doing the shortcut. Good communication by Avail, unblocking it to give them that first. But looks like that probably would have been an Avail shock from the most of the things. So it probably would have been cut prevention.
Got Hawk after boxes. Noctil dodge. Nothing much you can do about that. But AD going for DDR now with some top spots and bottom spots. Kind of relatively sandwiched, but 1-3-6-7. Good enough for a DDR pick. Koopa Cave coming out for Ethereal. Another pretty much neutral spots from both of these track picks. So pretty expected from both sides. And it's going to be Ethereal. It doesn't really matter too much. These tracks play pretty similarly. Both with pretty big golden cuts, and both you're able to run both of them pretty easily if you're able to get a lead. So Ethereal roughly a 30-point lead going into race 6 here. And AV's gonna need some nice races here this GP.
For sure. Let's see who all opts to stop. Looks like the first 5.
Shawn, 5th place box, triple shrooms. That's the best thing he could have pulled there, really, other than a golden.
Yeah. Definitely.
Matt taking Shroomba.
He's going to get into
first
have a
right away. See if he goes for this next Shroom strat here to get even more of a lead. He does not. So he's going to opt to hold the Shroom first.
I think that's the right play, especially with your team being top 3. You're able to hold the Shroom, at least for the other shortcut that saves more time.
Especially you see no Ethereal members really goldened up to challenge that first place already. So Shawn and Vincent are going to be able to at least for a little while.
Way! Bobby pulls the shock at 9th immediately at 35 seconds. He's going forward. He has to have it.
Yeah.
Unless maybe he's stopping. We'll see though. I think
he's trying to hide. We'll see if Kevin or Matt are going to try to hit it out of him. But it looks like AV's top 3 is not going to have any items.
Oh my gosh.
Against a team like Ethereal who's so strong, you cannot be making misplays like that, especially in first place, especially when you're losing.
Now there's 2 things that just happened. Shawn falling off is a huge one, but Bobby also lost the shock. So he spun out on the minimap. He's going back to the boxes now. But now that Shawn jumping off, that's going to be detrimental. Let's see how he can come back.
You hope it's not stream nerves, but This is a huge match here.
Yeah,
And
so Bobby's
Bobby
obviously trying to
hitting
get the
his
shot
does not
back.
get it back yet.
It looks like
6-8 for
George
AV.
just trying to get the box intent when it comes down. Good job by Shawn to steal Bobby's box momentarily to try to give George more time. And it looks like he's going to hold the star. Bobby
hit
hitting the
another
zapper. Probably indicating that Ethereal might be first. But Shawn chaining his star. No cigar. He doesn't get another one, so... But mixed spots coming out.
Not really what Shawn wanted there. Kevin goldening up, though. So, Noctil back here. Ethereal 6-8.
So it looks like we see 4-5-7 for Avail.
Wondering where Matt is right now. Most likely second place, if I had to guess.
Now, it looks like the bagger's going forward again. It looks like Bobby is going forward. He may have it again. Yeah, wow.
And he does, and that's
Bobby,
a Noctil dodging and a Mega. So Bobby
nuts.
getting another shock there after losing it.
Very fortunate for Bobby.
And that's a top 3 for Ethereal, and there goes Matt. Another big race for E.
Yeah, if there's one thing to take away from that, it's Shawn falling off in first and Bobby getting 2 shocks tonight after losing the first one.
Yeah.
Very fortunate he got that shock back. Especially, I don't know why he was just sitting there. He could have just kept going forward and maybe just sat like after the ramp, you know? So it's impossible for people to star him because of the airtime you get off of that big ramp. But regardless... Works out for them in their favor. They get top 2-6.
Okay. I thought that was
wow, yeah, I thought they got top 3. Weird.
So Kevin able to get third, 3, 4, 5. And Matt, you see, kind of failing there at the end, so he gets 7th place. So Ethereal adding on to that lead. And we're halfway through match 2.
Yeah, and Shawn. And then Shawn definitely played a lot better in the first match. He's going to have to pick up the slack here. He's made 2 questionable plays back to back, so or just bad plays, obviously. But he only down 40 though. I mean, very
halfway through. Avail down by 40. You're gonna need some pretty good races here to catch up.
Yeah, so obviously, Avail is gonna just pick that reset track, whereas Ethereal is gonna go for Warriors Goldmine. Goldmine, kind of a track that just doesn't get played much anymore, but
yeah.
I'd like to see it get played once at least.
They're going to need to do it now. 40 points is not easy to catch. Very possible, but it's not easy to catch.
All right, let's see what happens here.
They're going to start needing to get a lot more shots if they want to catch Ethereal. A lot of these tracks that they've been winning have been by 3 points, 5 points. Not a lot of huge races for them.
Shawn making a misplay and not getting at least one of the boxes. Possibly giving Ethereal triple shrooms as we see Hawk.
Getting Hawk a pretty good box in 4th.
That could have been 4th, 5th, or 6th for all we know. But Avail, they're going to have to play some catch up here and teach Gardens pretty quick.
5-6 for AV. Crash dying. Now it's 4-6. Kevin's back here as well. Slamming Shawn into the hedge. Shawn hitting the hedge again, trying to bag for an 8th place box.
Looks like Bobby is in last. We see George.
And he gets the bill.
Wow, okay, so this is really interesting. George hit the chain chomp to lose the bill, and Shawn pulls it instantly just like that. So that's going to help out George and give him some information here. Looks like Bobby's
We see the baggers up against the wall. Someone's got to have it here.
Yeah, perhaps Bobby does have it. There's a good chance.
The baggers running in the pack. This is a good strategy because it makes it a lot harder to hit it out of and not risking a troll. So... unless there's a runner that hits it out of Bobby, this is going to be a pretty safe Ethereal shock.
Yeah, so he's probably just going to like to hold this bill, but this is one of those tracks where if you get too far behind, a bill dodge ain't going to do you much good. And we see an early E-shot coming out here. Noctil dodging it using last set. Now, risky 7th place chain, you could get a lot of different items, but good chances at least triple shrooms.
Kevin dying now, bottom 2 for AV. Matt's back
here as well. The shortcut. Yep,
Shawn's going to need some shrooms here.
So it looks like Noctil's going to get a guaranteed first.
Vincent dying as well. Ethereal top 2, Matt and the Mega. Shawn's going to want to crack this as soon as he can. See him shrooming past Jeff already.
Shawn doing a good job getting into the second, cracking the top 2 spots. He's got to be worried around the start. Here. Yeah, so it looks like
Ian hitting him red because of it.
it's a decent trade though for Avail. Not that bad. Yeah, so it looks like knocked a lot of Shroom anyway because he didn't back around that turn. Shawn's slowing down a little bit.
Triple reds and 7 is not going to do much for him.
We do see Crash in 8 though, so this could be a very mixed race again. A bomb coming
up.
That
might be a 2-3-4 for AV and an 8-3 for Shawn now. So tough break for him last set, but kind of slowed down a bit too much there, kind of putting himself a bit of a disadvantage.
So it looks like Shawn actually hit the hidden banana spot, I think, around the hedge, right?
Yeah.
So I think that was very well placed. And obviously that killed his race. If he avoids that, they're going to get 2, 3, 4, 5 out of it. But regardless,
so for AV,
a winning race for them.
They'll take whatever they can get at this point. And that's kind this team needs Shawn to perform if they want to beat Ethereal, I'll tell you that.
And that's kind of the risk you take using an early shock on any track. Obviously, it gives Nocto a pretty good spot. I mean, he got first and gets the breakaway, but everything else is just kind of up for grabs, and Avail was able to take advantage of it. Shawn was at least able to back Jeff out of third place to give his teammates the 2-3-4. So
yeah,
it's just the risk you take, but not that bad of a race for Ethereal because they know Avail needs huge races, at least one huge race for that matter.
So AV down but not out by any means. 5 races left. About a 35-point lead for Ethereal. So one big one. AV is back in it, taking the momentum. That's what they're hoping for at least. See what they go for here with 2-3-4. Going with Desert Hills again with most of the top spots.
Yeah, worked out last time. Yeah, I mean, why not? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So... and they will get the pick. Now CM would be
getting their RDH once again. And see what their strategy is here with 2-3-4. Who's stopping, who's going?
Yeah, last time, obviously, if it wasn't for Ethereal Fire Snake, they would have got top 4. So
yeah.
I mean, Ethereal definitely has to change up their strategy from what they did last race, because the last race just did not work holding down A. Now we see Crash finally realizing, okay, the dodge is important.
And Shawn wants that 8th place box real bad.
And this is interesting because the build is good on every track theoretically, but on RDH it's not as good. On
not as good as a star.
Tracks. Right. You can't get the chain, but he's just going to touch 8th place boxes. He's looking for it. Oh, Ethereal Pokey coming into play now. It's a lot of different.
Shawn's going to keep chaining 8th place boxes here. He wants something better than this. Not sure that was the box to go for, but.
Yeah, in 8th place coming in. He's just chaining 8th place. He's just catching up. I mean, it doesn't hurt. Just keep touching 8th place boxes until holding one.
Ethereal, a lot of bottom spots. Doesn't really matter too much. This is a super tight pack on a luck track, so. See Matt now in 6th place. Shawn getting a golden again. Wants to just get up there now.
Yeah, now this is looking kind of weird. Do we know the bagging situation? That's going to tell who wins this race most likely.
Yeah. You see 2-3-4 for Avail.
In the top spot.
1-3-4 now. This is all going to depend on what happens with the shock.
I think we see Bobby going back and not using anything. Okay, I mean, we'll see, but I think Bobby may have it. He's not using anything.
It's either an Ethereal shock or no shock.
If someone gets hit, it looks like there's just no shock. Someone's in a mega from behind. He's going to go
for the takes a double bounce.
That's a huge shortcut. Oh, he's not going to get that. Oh, he risked it.
Jeff, and that's 2-3-4 for Ethereal.
Too greedy. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. At that point, you just want to take what you can get. You got to just secure some winning races. And Vincent was able to hold first, but Shawn getting bumped there is going to give Ethereal another winning race.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess he just went through all the marbles. But even if he wheelied, I don't think he was going to get second regardless. Jeff was still pretty far ahead of him from a bike length. And if he doesn't wheelie, there's a good chance he gets third or fourth. But obviously, I think...
Oh, Matt came up. So
and Matt does a good job of getting fourth at least.
Yeah. So either slightly winning for AV or slightly winning for Ethereal, but Vincent showed up that GP, but not going to be enough to take the lead. So AV going to have to play some catch up here in the last 4.
Yeah, so strong showing from Vincent's points. 48 to GP.
I think that might have been a tied GP.
Yeah, very, very
close
indeed.
GP. So I'll have a score update.
Now Ethereal was down
263 to 225.
Yeah, so now Ethereal was down around the 40s going into the last GP, and they almost brought it back. They started with a top 4 on Donkey Kong Mountain, but Avail was able to shut the door on their RDH pick. So let's see what ends up happening here. 40, what is it? 38
for Ethereal.
Yeah.
So very possible for Avail, but they're gonna need to really work hard here these last 4.
Yeah, 38-point lead. So I think Avail, they're gonna have to play a little bit more risky, but better risk than obviously what happened last race. Obviously, some track picks could be huge for them.
They're starting 135. See if they're able to use that to their advantage and get the first track pick. But even then, you gotta perform, and we see Ethereal getting a lot of shocks right now. So Joris might be struggling a little bit against Bobby here. Bobby doing a very good job. Few in 9th, but overall still probably outbagging Joris. So GV coming in from Ethereal, Maple Treeway coming in from Avail. Pretty much again exactly what you'd expect. And if Avail wants to turn it around, they're going to have to do it race 9. So
yeah, Maple is definitely a race where you can get a lot of top spots. It has a cannon as well.
Mhm.
But we're not going to Maple. We're going to GV, so Grumble Volcano. And this is also a track where you can get a lot of top spots because of the respawn. So interesting.
A lot of big shortcuts here. Take advantage of them if you get shrooms. Pretty much everyone in this room can do all the shortcuts very consistently. So you'll be seeing probably be seeing some pretty big breakaways here. Last time we saw GV was actually really tight.
That's a good pull
for most of it.
That's a great pull for Shawn. He's able to just get Jeff right out of there.
See Crash, TC in their only top spot. Not going to matter too much. Again, like we said, with all the shortcuts. But if AV can pull some kind of shrooms in 3-4, they can get a lead pretty early.
There's a good chance Matt does have those shrooms. I mean, he was one of the Avail members back here, so if he has triple shrooms in 3rd, if he makes a shortcut, that's going to be huge. But he goes around.
And an Ethereal member going around the left path for the cut. Kevin coming off 2. And 2-5? 2-4-5? Something like that for AV. So, but again, top 3 is really close. 4, 5, 6 is really close. This is really anyone's game.
Very mixed spots, but we see Vincent get hit out of there. Now, GV is not a track you want top 2 to break on, though. So, got to be very careful here if you're AV. You got to do the shortcut.
And top 3 for Ethereal. Shawn needs to make this cut. If Ethereal has shock, we could expect him here.
Hawk doing the rock shortcut. He does mess up a little bit. He has to get the standstill, so he loses a little bit of time. Shawn's able to gain.
But only a single red, though. Hawk with a nice lead in 1st. Vincent in 3rd.
All it takes is one blue shell, and he's going to get this red off for a combo as well.
See George sitting here at 1st set. We might be seeing an AV shock at this point.
If it's an AV shock, that's going to be a huge one. Because if Vincent and Hamat or Kevin, whoever's in 4th, have shrooms, they're going to get top 2 guaranteed.
They're going to get top 2, and Shawn's going to be able to shot
Hawk, never mind. He's going to take a cut. Now, they can call him out, but that's a huge POW on Ethereal. They can't do the shortcut because of the POW. And now
Vincent gets POW'd off. Shawn's going to hold 2nd, but I don't know if AV has very many spots behind him.
Avail's, he's definitely...
Avail's got 2-3, and Kevin's 4th. This could be a winning race for them.
Coming up.
Might be 2-3-5 for AV. Vince coming up as well. I think it's winning for AV, but again, they're going to need bigger races than that.
Wow, what a perfect time to get a POW.
Yeah.
Just POWing them right before they could do the shortcut. It looked like at least one had a shroom, and they could have called Hawk out of the shortcut to get 1st at least. But, yeah, it's just...
Yeah, really well.
It's a winning race for Avail.
And
no, it's
5,
not.
6.
Well, Jeff got a 3rd. Wow. They don't look like it on Shawn's screen, but
either +1 or -1 there. Joris got 10, I think that's a +1 for Ethereal. So that's not going to help AV's case going into the last 3 races.
We'll see if Jeff actually got third or not, but obviously Avail's all recording so they could give out point of views. But for now, we're going to go with a 1-3 on Ethereal. And that's great damage control for Ethereal. I mean, heck, they even won the race by 1, pending Jeff's third, so...
AV 2456, pretty good drafting spots. Might pick something with that, but there's not many left of that nature. Maybe for a stadium they still have. And yeah, that's what they're going to pick. 1-3 bottom 2. Ethereal going for the maple pick now. See if they can get another track pick in their favor. If they do, they're in a great position to win this match too.
Yeah.
And they do.
Huge pick. We saw what happened last time. Jeff starting in first, finishing in first. So definitely a good track for Ethereal here. Third's probably going to hop into the cut. Let's see what Shawn does this time. He hopped into the cut in second with Jeff in first, and it looks like he's going to do the same thing. And yeah, he will. So that's actually really good for Jeff. He's going to get some separation from everyone, assuming third also jumped in.
Shawn misses the boost, but he gets triple shrooms, and he has them in fourth. I believe that's Vincent with the red, so pretty safe.
Looks
for
like
AV
Jeff
here.
dies early, maybe failing the jack strat. So Hawk able to take his first at least. Or maybe
Shawn
Hawk
just uses
started.
all of his
Okay, I'm
shrooms.
sorry. Hawk started. So Hawk looks like holding on the first for now. 2-3-4 for Avail and lands
And
right
Jeff.
on Jeff's triple reds.
So Shawn now in the back here. Able to red Noctil. So bottom 2 for AV. Gotta be careful there, Joris, on this tight path. Hawk now in a 5th place, so questionable spots for Ethereal. Might see Kevin up top now.
Ooh, we see Ethereal bottom 2. And it looks like top 6 a little bit more separated from bottom 2.
If AV is able to get shocked this race, they can have a great one here for a comeback. But right now, a lot of top spots. You see Jeff close behind.
Looks like a
Time
top
of this
2-4.
bomb is pretty good pull. Hitting the banana,
Top
though, he's
2-4
not able to
coming
get it
in.
off.
Top 2-4 coming in for Avail. He does slip on
Blue
a
shell
banana. We see a
coming.
blue shell. And Matt also dying a little bit here. That blue's going to shake up some things, though.
6-7 for AV. And another blue shell here for
But it's really
Shawn.
blue. Now, this
he's
is going to be
holding
very
it.
interesting. If Ethereal has the shock, you could predict their shock and throw it before the cannon.
That is a
But we'll
really
see what they
risky
do.
play, but if it works,
It's risky,
works
but you
in
got to
big-
go for big ball strats at this point.
Yeah.
So,
Matt Redding crashing to last. Middle spots for Ethereal. Shawn, he get another banana. He's holding the blue still. And
looks like maybe
no
no one
cannon
has
shot.
it. Yeah, maybe no one has it, so...
6-7 in for AV, 5-8 for Ethereal. We're assuming Vincent's first, and Kevin is somewhere in that top 4. Ground star for Ethereal, I think, and that's going to dodge him. We see Kevin
so-
not benefiting from the shock at all. Matt's still back here, and Shawn is off the track because of that banana hit again.
Yeah,
He's going to be
Shawn,
locking up 8th place.
Shawn don't like
Shawn
this
making
track.
a lot of mistakes here.
Yeah, you don't like this track for sure, but Ethereal is going to get a really good race probably out of this.
See Kevin in 6th place, crash right behind him. Not sure where Matt and Vincent end up after that shock, but assuming that's an Ethereal shock, that's another good race for them, and they might be able to wrap that up right
Really
there.
good race.
So another shock for Bobby there. Another 50-50 track, so most likely probably a 9th. Vincent able to hold first, 1-5-6 for AV. And they're going to need some really big races because that's another winning race for Ethereal. This is match 2 out of a best of 3 match for this finals, so AV winning match 1 are not going to be out of it if they lose it. So it'll be tied up at 1 if they cannot come back in these last 2 races. And we are going to go to a match 3.
So it looks like a 7-point race for Ethereal. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
All
So
right.
328 to 282. That is a pretty substantial lead here with only 2 left. Might be seeing an all run from AV, but if they were, they might use a tactical reset to bring in Jam. So most likely going to be going another suicide track here, and maybe just banking on race 12. But as of now, most likely going to send Joris back still. And Ethereal with another track pick for DDR, pretty good for their spots.
Yeah, so DDR getting picked here. Top two, or are they top two? I'm sorry. Who's first?
First place is Vincent.
Okay.
From Ethereal. So really this track, kind of neutral spots again. Shawn opting to just run from 8th, giving Kevin and Matt some lower spot boxes. And 1-4 now after the first few turns. Jeff pulling up triple reds in second. And lagging off the screen a bit, but it looks like Vince is going to block all of them.
Looks like Vincent may have pulled triple bananas unless he was just able to maneuver around them, maybe breaking him on the bats. But 1-4 coming in for AV early.
Noctil taking the box from Shawn. Probably going to expect to see a bit of backspam here to protect this 2-3. Ethereal know they only need a mediocre race here to pretty much lock it up. See some Ultra Takers. Kevin being one of them. I believe we see
a blue shell coming in.
There's a blue.
Looks like that's going to connect on, I believe,
on Crash and Kevin. So 3-4 for AV. We see Jeff and Noctil in top 2. And Shawn going to hold these for the Ultra. If Ethereal has shock, they're probably going to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, they definitely could, assuming one of them also has a star. Let's find out here. Shawn obviously going to go for it. Has no reason not to. And he's going to play it safe and just
make it all the way through.
And yep, there's a
Shock
mega
coming in.
And a little bit of lag, but Noctil able to dodge. And a top 3 for Ethereal. This is exactly what they need. They're just going to crack down those top spots, and it's home stretch right here. Going into this race, they're going to need 2 blue shells, one here and another one later. But it doesn't look like it's
will lock it up. See Kevin coming up now. Shawn hitting the dirt.
Yeah. Looks like this is going to be a top 3 for Ethereal.
For Avail for match 2.
And Noctil does die. I don't know what happened to him, but it's probably not going to matter. He does connect on Noctil, maybe giving Avail second hope.
Avail was really just 3-5. That's not going to be enough. A top 2-4 for Ethereal, and I think they're going to lock this up for match 2.
Yeah, interesting.
Pretty interesting ending there. Another shock for Ethereal, dodging Noctil in a Mega in about 4th or 5th, and he's able to lock up a top spot there. Didn't risk any last set chains, didn't do any predictable shocks really, and Avail was not able to dodge it.
It looks like that is curtains for match 2.
Curtains. We'll check if it's mathematically curtains in a sec, but I believe that's going to be it for Avail. I think that's more than 41. A top 5 is 41 points benefit for the team that gets it. So we'll see if they're able to get it, but I don't think so. I think that's
even with pending lag correction on Roma Volcano, that's not going to be enough.
No, that's not going to be. I don't think they have that either. So
we're going to be going to a match 3.
We're going to see match 3 here
after this last race, of course, assuming they want to play it, which I would think they would for extra practice. Anyway.
Yeah, with the score of 367 to 304 after race 12, that is going to be enough for Ethereal. A tied score is 366 to 366, so once a team gets over that, it is a guaranteed win. I did not see any troll penalties posted, so the score you see is a score you're probably going to get unless there's something during race 12. So we should be seeing a match 3 right after this race. And Ethereal with all 4 track picks in GP3 getting a BCW now with the top 2-4.
Yeah, I think this is going to be for practice. I mean, honestly, I'd like to see a lot of people go for glitch and practice that a little bit, get that warmed up for match 3. But regardless, a very convincing match 2 for Ethereal.
Yeah, very well played by them. Holding a lot of top spots, using some very effective shocks, and they were able to take this one home pretty definitively.
So at the start of this race, we have Noctil pulling triple reds, but Kevin able to crack into first or second early.
As we said earlier, before match 1, the winner of this gets 1,300 CP and an automatic invitational to the final tournament for MKPS. Date to be announced is going to come sometime after the summer split, this being the spring split. Second place, still getting a heavy reward of 275 CP, so definitely big reward for that too. So neither team is going to be totally disappointed, numbers wise.
So far on this BCUE race, we saw Shawn able to fib Nocto with triple reds, nicely placed, and Nocto just not expecting the fib item, and then Kevin spraying and praying on the bridge there, gets Jeff off as well. So it would be a nice confidence booster if they could win this race at least going into match 3. Has some really nice plays there by those two. See an early Bill coming up here with 1 minute and 30 seconds into the race. But otherwise, not much to talk about.
Shawn keeping his triple reds in, so probably a teammate pretty close behind them.
Yeah, looks like we see Jeff third. But
top 2 floor for AV. Trying to get a nice strong race to end this off on. To go into a bit more about CP, they're called circuit points, which is pretty much ranks teams based on how they do in side tournaments and splits and stuff like that. This is the first split that CP is being used, so every team right now has 0. And after this tournament, they will be distributed based on what each team got. And these are the 2 highest CP teams so far. They're going to be rewarded. So.
Yeah, it looks like Avail.
Shawn holding on to first, Vincent second. So winning race for AV, but not going to be enough. Ethereal will get a final score soon, but Ethereal is going to take it home for match 2. And we'll be getting to a match 3 very soon after this.
Yeah, it looks like Kevin blued himself off, unfortunately. Not much you can do about that. But regardless, a winning race, but not winning the war. And we are going into match 3 very soon. We'll talk about this match a little bit more in the details. What did you notice?
I think the obvious thing to notice is the shot count. AV got completely outshocked that match. Whether they're in 9th or 10th doesn't really matter. We need see Joyce getting more shocks if AV wants to have a chance of winning match 3. And Bobby doing a pretty good job securing most of them. And again, these are 2 really underrated baggers that have really proven themselves over these past few weeks. So props to them for making it this far and helping their team.
Yeah, I think from one point of view only, and my goodness, it'd be awesome if we could have a spectator mode that works, fairly well, and we could see everyone's point of view and whatnot. But Shawn obviously could have played a lot better. He played better match 1, so maybe he'll play better match 3. And that maybe cost him a little bit here and there, but I don't think that was the biggest deciding factor. I think you said the shocks were big for Ethereal.
Yeah, Shawn coming off an MVP for his team last match, so definitely has the ability to do it. But
yeah, I think
Utah fails and wasn't able to put it together.
He has a lot of potential.
He's a pretty big part of this team.
I mean, he has a lot of potential to score a lot of points, and being in first place, his goal is usually to try to get into the front.
Yeah.
Immediately. And, we saw Ethereal holding down a lot of the top spots for the most parts of the races, and then obviously just dodging as well.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, well done by Ethereal. They won that pretty convincingly. But the third match will decide it all.
Yeah.
Popcorn ready.
Yeah. Biggest match of the year coming up soon. Stay here. Mario Kart 4's Twitch. Ethereal winning 394 to 338. And we'll have a match 3 momentarily.